Namaste, it's Caren, and thanks for joining me for this Vinyasa yoga practice. My intention for this practice is to just be here now, to set your phone aside, turn off the sound, get in a quiet place, and just do one thing, which is breathe and be in your body. We are so distracted. It's difficult to find focus. We get overwhelmed. There's a real dis-ease of anxiety in our bodies, of trying to be all things to all people, trying to measure up to your own expectations, trying to get everything done. Let's commit, you and me together, to take this time to doing less, to just being in our bodies with our breath, so that we can remind ourselves of what it's like to be a human being, not just somebody who has to accomplish everything all the time. Please begin on your back in Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can bring a bolster with you if you'd like some support for your knees or your spine. I'm going to take mine across the mat, place the soles of the feet to touch so that the knees are cradled by the bolster, and then lie down. And as you make your way onto your spine, rest both hands on your abdomen. Soften your elbows to the side so that the shoulders get heavy, and you might choose to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Become aware of the movement of your hands because of your breath. And without changing the breath in any way, just notice the gentle rise and fall of your hands on your body. Begin to sink your bones deeper into the ground. Feel yourself letting go and making that transition to doing less. Allow the breath to become more obvious. Breathe in deeper from your abdomen. Let the hands really press up. And as you breathe out from your abdomen, feel the hands sink in closer toward the soft tissue of your belly. Allow your own hands to be like a hug and a reassurance that you have permission to do nothing right now. That whatever's going on in your life can be here with you without taking center stage. Just hold space for however you're feeling in your body and your mind. And let this gentle breath begin to lull you into deeper access of the heart. Connect back into the part of you that may have gotten a little lost in all the doing. So move your hands now to your heart space. And again, let your elbows be soft by your side so that your fingertips drape over your chest. And just breathe into your heart. Over and over, allow the mind to sink deeper. Enjoy the movement of breath in your chest. And notice if you can feel or hear your heartbeat from the inside out. Let's set an intention together, a simple commitment for this time that we spend in our bodies on this mat. You can repeat it to yourself 3 times if this feels true for you. I am here now. I am here now. I am here now. Take one more big breath in. And as you empty it out, release your hands by your sides. And open your eyes. Plant the feet to the ground and lift the knees. And slide any props you may have off to the side, so you can roll onto your side and gently press up to a seat. From this seated position, come to cross-legged. And then slide your right arm out by your side and inhale up through your left. Anchor down through your left hip as you reach through your left fingers. Soften your ear toward your shoulder. As you start to experience these first few moments of tension in the body, go easy. Just breathe deep. Soften your shoulders and your rib cage. Inhale, float your arms upward. Tip over to the side, exhale. Moving over to the left, reach through your right fingers. Create a lot of space with your left arm away from your body so that both of your arms can grow long with soft bends in the elbows. Then maybe drape the ear down toward the shoulder and carve the front ribs, which tend to jut forward, back and in toward the body so you feel some softness in your low back. One more big expansion of breath deep into the body. And breathe it out. Then ride the inhale to lift all the way up overhead. Interlace the fingers and send the palms up toward the ceiling with soft bends in your elbows. Now let your chin drape just in the middle of your chest, parallel to the floor. Press upward and outward gently with your fingers, upward through the palms, then pulling apart the fingers gently to feel this opening in the wrists. Find one more voluminous breath in. And breathe out, release your fingertips down by your sides. Now again, lean into your right hand. Inhale your left arm up, but keep going until it touches your right knee. Then pull your right fingertips behind you and inhale, lift up through your sternum. Exhale and twist open to the side. Guide your left hip backward just a little, so you're twisting from your upper body rather than from your hips. Continue to hold onto your right knee and inhale your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Now exhale and side bend towards your left knee. Find a big reach and a rolling of the shoulders down the back. And soften your mouth, your jaw, your head and neck. One more expansive breath into that low back space. And as you exhale, tilt your upper body forward, cross at your elbows, lift your arms up into eagle. Squeeze gently at the elbows and lift up through the hands. Then drive the upper arms back and in, sending your shoulders behind you a little bit more. Experience a gentle pressure at your elbows, softness through your fingertips. If this is too much, you can always take your hands to your shoulders instead. Let's find one more breath in here. And breathe it out. Lower through your arms. Roll your shoulders front and back. Now reach your left arm out And inhale up through your right. Keep swimming the arm until it touches down to your left knee and pull your left fingertips back behind you. Inhale, lift up through the sternum. Exhale and twist to the side. Drag your left hip forward a bit so your right hip can come back, and truly isolate this sensation in the upper chest. Allow the shoulders to soften, long through the neck, and then just turn the head wherever it feels comfortable. Maybe keeping the chin in line with the sternum, or perhaps taking that gaze over the back shoulder. Hold on to your left knee and inhale the left fingertips up behind you. Reach that arm, exhale, and side bend to the right. Feel a heaviness down through that left hip, so that even as you lean to the side, you're still anchored to the ground. Find a few big breaths in and out here. Now exhale, turn the body forward, chop at the elbows together, and then link the arms into eagle. Remember your variation with hands to shoulders if that feels more comfortable for you. Lift the elbows up, drive the shoulders back and down, and find a gentle opening here through the back of your heart. Maybe close the eyes or just gaze into the arms, an obstructed gaze so that your periphery becomes fuzzier. Melt yourself into the sensation of just doing this, being here now. One more breath in. And breathe out, release. Release through the arms. Give yourself a couple shoulder rolls, maybe head and neck rolls. Arrive in a tabletop position on your mat. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and then flatten the tops of the feet. And we'll connect into cow and cat with the breath. On an inhale, descend the abdomen, tilt the tailbone toward the ceiling into cow pose. Exhale, tilt the tailbone downward, lift the low belly up and in, arch through the spine into cat. Now truly make this your own. As you inhale and descend into cow, and exhale into cat, there might be other movements that are calling to you. Side to side, swaying through the hips, allowing the head and neck to be heavy. Just tune into this moment with your body. What does it want? And follow its impulses. And then start to track the sensation. Maybe even closing the eyes. Sensing and feeling what now is like. Just this moment. Take one more round so that you can even yourself out and you feel complete to arrive to a neutral spine, back where we started. Now walk your hands forward, tuck your toes, spread wide into the fingers, lift your knees into a plank position, then the rest of the way with the hips into downward facing dog. Separate the feet hip distance apart, then lift up through the inner ankles, brighten up through the armpits, and rotate your upper arms outward. Now reach down and back through your heels and your thighs. Find a couple more breaths to move that energy along the spine, to feel the awakening of the backs of the legs, just being with whatever is here now. On an inhale, lift your left leg up just a little behind you, then exhale and step it forward in between your hands. Into a low lunge, tap your right knee down. Inhale, the left arm reaches up toward the ceiling. Expand wide through your chest into a twist. Roll your shoulder blades down the back, and then continue to bring your arm out at a diagonal instead of straight up overhead. Now sink your hips down into this space. Find one more breath in. Breathe it out and release your hand down to frame on either side of the front foot. Now straighten through your front leg. into half splits. Support your hands underneath your shoulders. Find one more breath in, and breathe it out, rock back into your low lunge. Pick up your back knee and send your hips long. Step a little bit in with your back foot so you have a firm stance into this wide pyramid shape. Now you can tent your fingers, or maybe some yoga blocks would help you to bring the ground up to you. If you feel comfortable taking your palms to the ground, lengthen out through your torso, tug your left hip back, and then fold over your front leg. Move your attention into the legs themselves and see if you can light up each leg with sensation, however that feels like for you. Maybe it feels tense and tight. Maybe it feels like little sparks. Enjoy your breath as you lengthen through the legs. Now inhale and return back to your low lunge. Plant your hands, step your left leg back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight to your left foot so you can lift your right leg up just a bit, and then step it forward in between your hands. Tap your back knee down, and inhale, rise with your right arm into the twist. This crescent moon lunge twist. So instead of bringing your arm straight up toward the ceiling, reach it out at a diagonal, growing a bit more spacious across your chest, taking a little bit of the pressure out of the shoulder. Then sink your hips down and begin to revolve around your heart. Really reach intentionally out through your fingertips so that every part of you comes alive into the moment. Let's find a couple more rounds of breath, just easing into the legs, lengthening through the arms. And exhale, release through the twist. And straighten through that right leg one time into a half splits. Drag the hip back. Support yourself with blocks or hands. Big breath in. Breath out, return to your low lunge. Plant your hands, pick up your left knee. Maybe a little hop in with those toes, and then straighten through both legs into wide pyramid. If you notice a lot of curling happening at your back body, lift your torso up, stacking something under your hands if you need to, and then lengthen out through your crown. Lift the shoulders up onto the back and broaden across your chest. Now from that place, press into your feet and fold to your depth. Again, become aware of every moment of sensation in the legs. Just stay with it and breathe into it. Inhale your way back into a low lunge. Plant through your hands and step that leg all the way back. This time arriving in plank position, lowering your hips just a little. Lift up from your low belly and feel the weight shift forward on the wrists, arriving on the tiptoes. Two options as you move down to your mat. One is to tap your knees and lower. The other is to keep them lifted. Squeeze your elbows in by your sides and lower there now. Once you're there, flatten the tops of the feet to the ground. Bring your arms in line back behind your shoulders, and then wing your elbows together and roll the shoulders down the back so you can elongate your neck and place it down with your forehead to the mat. Into Bhujangasana, let's take an inhale, lift into the back body, reach backward and down through your feet. Exhale and lower. Full breath in, lift away from the ground. Use your back, not your hands. Hands are just there for support. Exhale and lower. Last time, really reach back and down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, peel your chest away from the ground. Exhale and lower. Now tap your knees down, lift through your belly, knees separate, toes to touch, Balasana, child's pose. Draw your right arm in and thread it through underneath the left armpit, coming into a little twist on your side. If this feels uncomfortable or it's too much for the top of the right shoulder, then simply lift into a tabletop position, as I'll show you now, and take the arm to the side this way. So 2 ways to come into the opening of the shoulder. Find one more breath in. And breathe it out. Lift up a bit so you can slide your arm all the way back forward. And we'll do the same thing that you just did to the other side. So left arm, bring it in. And then exhale, thread it through. The more that you reach through that left arm to the side, the more likely you'll feel an opening on your shoulder. So go carefully and just find the opening that you need right now. Now in this moment, not what you did yesterday or what you're going to do tomorrow, but what's good for right now. Let's find one more breath in and breathe out. And inhale, sweep that arm back into center. And exhale one time in child's pose. Inhale and lift back up into your tabletop position so you can swing your feet to one side and have a seat on the mat. And then spread both of your legs in front of you. Flare through the toes, really spread them wide, and then reach through the balls of the feet, almost like you're pressing against a gas pedal, where the toes flare forward faster than the heels. Into Paschimottanasana, we'll fold forward over the legs. So take a breath in and reach up through the arms, grow tall. Then exhale and tip forward from the hips. Reach, 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 until you feel your upper spine start to curl. Then rest your hands somewhere on your legs. Now in this variation with the feet, when the toes are pressed forward, we're opening up through the tops of the feet. If you'd rather just completely flex those ankles and anchor into the bottoms of the legs instead, please feel free. It's almost an experimentation of what feels best right now. I can modify in this moment and do what's best for me, regardless of what anybody else might expect, or maybe my own expectations, my own habits, my own routines. So just with this one simple shift into the feet, make your choice. And now release the upper body the rest of the way. Let it curl. Release your hands. Let them soften. And start to relax all the muscles of the legs. So instead of gripping them in toward the bones, release the kneecaps. Release the ankles, the toes. Turning this posture into a more yin yoga shape where we relax all the muscles. And just be. Be with any tension. Be with any lightness. Perhaps even close the eyes, because there is full permission here to surrender, to do nothing, to just be with your breath and your body. On your next inhalation, plant into your hands either on the legs or on the ground so you can inhale and rise through the heart. And then we'll move the rest of the way onto the back. So if you'd like to bring something for underneath your knees, like a bolster or a blanket, I highly recommend it as we recline in Shavasana. Spread your feet wide, support underneath the knees, and lower to your back. Allow the arms to widen. And lift the tailbone, slide it forward. Draw the chin slightly in so that you get longer through your low back and the back of your neck. And then just as we started, with intention to just stay here, every moment of breath, every bit of you relaxed into the ground. Just as we started, permission to do nothing, nothing at all. I'll keep time for you. Just relax into every moment as it happens. Awaken a gentle movement into the hands so that you can bring one to your abdomen and the other to your heart. Feel these two places working together. Feel your heartbeat. And notice your aliveness. As you transition into the next thing, take this sense of presence along with you. Don't leave it here. Take it with you and let it be your companion in all that you do today. And whenever you need a reminder and permission to do nothing, Just take one hand to your heart, one hand to your abdomen, and breathe deep. Stir the body with more movement. Movement into your toes, your ankles. Release your arms by your sides. Move into the fingers and the wrists. Take a great big inhale. Reach your arms overhead. Lengthen through your whole body. Exhale, drag your arms in, knees in, and roll to a side, curling into a ball. Now inhale and lift up to a seat. Take your time. Grab anything that would be helpful for you to sit on, keeping your gaze low and maybe eyes still closed. And then once you arrive in that seat, bring hands together at your heart in Anjali Mudra. In solidarity that we all reach our limit, maybe many times a day, and that we can all come back to this peace, presence, and stillness that is always within. I deeply honor your light. Namaste. Thank yourself for making the time to do less. It's not easy to do, but once you make time for absolutely nothing, your life will start to unfold in beautiful ways, ways that are less anxious, more peaceful, more abundant. If you enjoyed this practice, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more yoga and meditation videos to help you live in your heart and not in your head. Thanks so much for your presence, and I'll see you next time.